Hey everyone, welcome to What's Happening in Real Estate this week. I've got Brian Hogben here, Mission 35 Mortgages. He's involved in a lot of different businesses, but number one in mortgages. And right here beside me, I got Conrad Zurini, broker, owner of REMAX Escarpment, REMAX Niagara. Great broker. If you are not with REMAX Niagara, REMAX Escarpment, you're not in the right place, because I'll tell you, this guy's been great. He's a great big brother. This guy's helped me out a lot, and I love it. So if you guys want to talk to anybody, call us for our team, the Golfi team, or call Conrad to look at what he's got to offer, because you guys have no idea how great this guy is.
Thank you, Ron.
So
Thanks.
anyway,
you make me better all the time.
That's it.
You make me rise to the occasion.
That's
right?
it.
So that's it.
So I want to talk about the appointment center. So we had a record, record of appointments last week, and I think I think you were saying it's about three. This has happened 3 times.
3 times, 3 times in the last 3 years, and probably maybe only 5 in the last 6.
Wow.
And those were just like during COVID times, right? Like when things just kind of went crazy. So I call it a hot week. Very unusual. I don't think there was hot weeks like this back pre-COVID, like before the before that whole shutdown and all that kind of fun stuff that we did. So we outsold our new listing inventory. So
that's
awesome.
About,
it was like 127%, something along that line. Other years we did it by about, I don't know, let's say, maybe 15 or 20%. So what that means is, if it's a balanced market, it means that so if the sales are, let's say 50 and the listings are 100, that means it's at 50%. Okay. So if the sales are at 80 and there's, the listings are at 80 rather, and no, sales are at 80 and listings are at 100, that's 80%. That is a total seller's market.
Yeah.
So at REMAX Escarpment Niagara, we were definitely well into a seller's market, because it's agents that, with the Golfi team are pricing with precision, and people see the value, and they're making offers and stuff like that. So the board was at about 62%. So it's now, believe it or not, I think it's inching towards the seller's market again, right? Even our board, even our region is trading at 62%. That means more than 50% of the inventory is being sold, of the new inventory is being sold. So that's a strong indication of the market.
So I'm not sure if you have the numbers yet or looked at them yet. Does it look like the next week is feeling the same way, or do you think there may be a little bit of a cool down?
It's funny, because I did the in the last report, I talked about the week after, because everybody's saying, well, okay, what does this mean? Like, we always talk about the past, but what is it going to mean to the future? We're already seeing, it's probably going to be slightly off. Maybe we'll be in the 90% level next week. Right. So it's still quite vibrant.
Okay,
very, very vibrant market. This is the spring market in summer.
Yeah, we're seeing that too. It's funny, because we've seen the pre-approvals that have sat on the fence for over a year. Several of them that have sat on the fence for over a year now, pulling the trigger right now. So a lot of our database that was sitting there is now starting to pull the trigger on stuff as well.
Wow, that's awesome. Yeah. I love it. So guys, I'll tell you something. These are stats that Conrad puts out. And I don't know if anybody else does this at the brokerage. I don't think so. Like
not even in North America. Like I'm going to a North American conference in a couple of weeks, and I can tell you conclusively, nowhere in Europe, South America, North America, everybody looks at this and they think, what is this? They don't even understand.
Oh, and exactly. but you know what the funny thing is? I get a lot of realtors tell me they listen to the show.
Oh, that's amazing.
I'm telling you, they get like I run into a lot of people, and I'm trying to look, and it's funny though. They like listening to it. They like the updates, but this appointment center stats that you come out with, unbelievable. I look at it every week. I hope all the agents that are with this REMAX Escarpment, REMAX Niagara look at that and go for that. So, but here's something else that's happening now. Real estate agents are advising clients to delay listings as buyers drive negotiations. That's an article that was an article in the paper.
Yeah.
I think, hey. Like, what are you going to do? Like, if you're relocating, if you're buying and selling at the same time, it balances out, whether it's a fast market, whether it's a high market. And that's that. Now, if you're looking at selling and retiring, well, you probably got lots of money anyway. And that's just the way the market is. What are you going to do? You're 95 years old. You're going to stay in the house another 2 years for the market to change? No. And the other thing is, like it is a little bit of a buyer's market, but it's kind of changing a little bit in the last
shifting,
week.
yeah.
And I did say earlier this year that I felt that the spring market will happen a little bit through the summer market, and it looks like this is part of it.
You were bang on, Rob.
So,
yeah.
And it's funny though, Heather, she's behind us right here, behind this wall that I'm sitting at. She writes little notes once in a while of things that I predict. And she keeps it.
Amazing.
And then she
That's
comes
awesome.
to me.
I love
She
that.
brought something that came to me like 2 years ago.
Oh,
she
that's
goes,
awesome. Yeah.
she goes, Rob, you predicted this.
You're like the Simpsons of real estate.
That's it. That's it. So I do feel that that article, I mean, yeah, it just depends on your motivation.
You know what? Look, I get interviewed, and so do you, Rob, for articles. Like some of the stuff is like a month old.
Yes.
Like, you know, they're putting it together, and they're freelancers.
Yeah.
It could be 6 to 8 weeks before it comes out. So I think that's completely a little off right now,
right.
especially as we build up. And I will tell you, the pause. Look, I pray for the pause because I find that now you're going to see. Correct me if I'm wrong, Brian, but you know, there's been 3 pauses, right? This will be the third pause, right? Would this be the third? Yeah. Is this a third pause? Right?
Yeah, I believe so. Yep.
Okay. Say it with more confidence. Say it with more confidence next time. I think it is. But what I'm getting at is now, like, it's 3 and done. Like, what I'm saying is now people will say, look, you know what? This is probably the lowest it's going to get. Yeah. The other thing is, like, and I know people from your organization are doing it. They're talking about getting a rate hold right now because the bond market's been inching up a little bit, right? Hasn't it, Brian? So people are saying, get it now because you're going to see long-term rates go up a little bit. We're not seeing anything happening with short-term rates. So this is this great little window of opportunity. And I tell you, I think coupled with this little hot week that we had and the pause, because the pause is coming next week, usually 2 weeks after the pause, that's where we see a lot of activity because then people say, oh my God, it's real. But there's been so much chatter about 10% chance of them dropping rates that I think it's already been baked in already. So people are saying, let's jump in.
The pause is happening and people are saying, okay, listen, the interest rates are where it's at. And without COVID, the interest rates are what at its best in 40, 50 years?
Yes,
absolutely. Like if you get rid of COVID, which will, I don't know, will we ever see?
They're better than some of the averages. Like if you were to look at the 5-year fixed rate in the low 4s right now, that is almost better than most of the average, right? Like you're seeing the average being anywhere between 4.5 and 5%, and you're still able to get something below 4.5. Right on that 5-year fix. And that's why we're seeing a lot of those pre-approvals that were locked in for rate holds turn right now. Because to your point, Conrad, they saw the pause. They see that the fixed rates are going up. They see that the variable's not going to go down anymore. The writing's on the wall. And it's like, okay, if I'm timing the market, this is the time.
Yeah. Oh, exactly. Now, the one thing I say, though, is like this article is I think if you're fishing, like thinking, oh, let's see what the market will do, you're not going to get it. Yeah, if you're thinking 2021 prices, forget it. You don't bother. Don't even look at that. That's history. That's an anomaly. It's never going to happen again. But I do think, like with this article saying that people should wait. I mean, wait for what? Like, you know what I mean? Like I don't believe in that. Like if you're buying and selling, it balances out. And I think buyers right now, I think they have, I think they've got about another maybe 3 to 8 months that if they get into the market, and they should get into the market within the next 8 months, like between now and then, because I think things are going to change. And I think it's going to start happening. I think we're going to see a little bit of a flurry in the beginning of 2026 in the spring, and then it's going to settle again. But 2027, look out. If you don't own a house by 2027 and you're a first-time buyer, you are going to be sucked into that time warp where you're going to go, I wish I bought. And then you're going to sit there and wait again to balance out. And that could be another 5 to 10 years because if you look at it, before the 90s recession, after the 90s recession, the market started picking up in 1999 and forward. And it went from 1999 to 2008-9.
Yes. Yeah.
That's a long haul.
Huge run.
A long haul.
Yeah.
And then from 2008-9. And then in 2017 was after that.
Yep.
And that was just a blip. Like that was just a correction.
It was a great market, but it was a good.
It was a correction. And then, it looks like I got to put my phone on airplane mode. But the next one after that is 2022.
Yes. Yeah, exactly.
So they're taking longer for a little bit of a correction to happen.
Oh, yeah.
So you may have to wait. If you don't do this now, you may have to wait another 10, 15 years
guaranteed
for the market to settle. By that time, you're in retirement mode
Oh yeah, then
Those
it's too late,
millennials are
But-
looking to retire.
But the big age group right now is that 40 plus buying their first home.
yeah,
Because they've been waiting. Because look, I think the uncertainty is going to be over. I think by 2026, you're going to see a double cohort of mortgages coming into play. But you're going to have the 2023 people that did 3 years have a lower mortgage rate.
Yeah.
The 2021 people built a lot of equity,
Yeah.
so they're not going to be so bad. So if you're looking for this uncertainty and the market to crash and all that kind of stuff, stop waiting. I think all the signs are here. It's like the perfect storm to buy right now.
Oh yeah,
I think it's the cheapest in 3 years to buy a home today.
Even though people feel houses are a little expensive, but this is the timing right now. And so I do feel that jump in. And I'm not just saying that as a realtor because I want to do business. That's what everybody's been thinking. That I'm saying that because we follow the markets, we watch the markets, and I'll tell you something. One guy that knows the markets better than anybody out there is Conrad here. This guy's a stats guy.
I love.
I mean, he's like ChatGPT. Say, hey, Conrad, what are the stats are going to be on this? And but definitely a great thing. The one thing is, we found that a real estate agent. This is a negative thing in Winnipeg lied about problems they had in their house, and he I guess he's been suspended for 3 years, and he got fined $35,000. Probably there must have been also a lawsuit on top of that.
Definitely.
So now I'm glad that guy should have lost his license forever.
It's a good news story because it tells you that consumers are protected when they use a realtor. And it's more than just the common law here. Like they've suspended him for 3 years. He's gonna have, even when he comes back, he's gonna have to take a course, but he's gonna have a conditional. There's gonna be conditional relicensing of the person. So look, it sends a message to all those. There's a couple of bad apples in this business, and here's one of them. But consumers won, and they were on the right side of this, and that's the good news story, that this consumer got what they deserved because of this guy was just a menace. The other thing is, what's funny? When you read the article and you sent the whole story, there was another agent that did the renovation. So this a part-time. Yes, I know. That's when I caught the best of the story. So this guy can't make enough money in real estate. He does renos, and he was a witness because he was doing the renos. Listen, if your realtor is doing renos on the side and not doing this as a full-time job, you are definitely in trouble. Head for the hills. You need a professional, 100% full time.
Or if your realtor says he can paint your house, run.
Yes, because we're all bad painters.
That's it. I'll tell you something. I did see one time, I drove by, and it's a realtor that and he was painting the garage. He was painting the garage door. Maybe it was just the garage. I'm not sure if he was painting the house. And I go, wow. I go, he should have sent some guy out there.
Totally.
But anyway, I'm glad they caught this guy. I'm glad. You know what? That was, to me, that was a good story. And he should have lost his license indefinitely.
Oh, definitely.
There's and you know what? And I don't think Ontario laws are as strong as what happened. Like,
that was pretty severe. Because I haven't seen a suspension, and there was a major case where somebody bamboozled an older couple, went in, priced it real low, and then sold it to his parents.
Yes, I know
that story. Right? Anyway, at the end of the day, he did not lose his license.
No,
got a hefty fine. Everything kind of went away. But still, like Ontario's still not that strong, and that's not a good thing, because that is a sad story.
But because he rectified it before closing, because it went wildfire, and then it hit the papers. But that shouldn't have been. That was I remember that. That was that was before COVID, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
That was before COVID.
And because we're so associated with a law firm, we get to hear some of these stories. There was 2 or 3 that escarpment law actually caught before closing.
Wow.
And told the people, like, you know what, I don't like to weigh in. And lawyers, they shouldn't weigh into price, but the lawyer felt this is really, really low, and found out there was no listing. It wasn't listed. Same type of thing. And in both cases, it was a realtor.
Wow.
So so they caught it in time. But anyway,
I think they have to have stronger laws. Like I would assume. Well, we know mortgages. Like, no matter what occupation, lawyers, doctors, accountants, mortgage brokers, real estate agents. There is always bad in every occupation.
Completely.
Yeah. And then there was one that we actually fired an agent on our team, and her husband was a mortgage broker, and he basically on a text said to lie on the application.
Oh wow!
So we just said no. We
Oh, my
got
God.
yeah, and it's like we don't accept that.
Well, what
But,
we see the most of with the private mortgages right now, and the biggest fraud, we just went through an audit for this and thankfully passed with flying colors. But many mortgage brokers that do private mortgages right now are not giving clients more than one option. And that is a huge no-no, right? Like if I'm giving someone a private mortgage and I give them one option, how do I know that's the best option? Did someone else say no?
Yeah,
Was there another option? You need to give. A prudent mortgage broker will give you 3 options if you're doing a private mortgage. So if you only got one, who else did you send it to? What other rates are? And you know what the biggest conflict of interest is that we see right now, that people are getting hammered right now by the regulator, and I'm glad they are, is because they're lending out their own money. They're not disclosing that it's their own money.
Right.
And then in addition to that, they're not giving another alternative. So the regulator comes and says, how are you lending out your own money and telling clients this is the best thing for them? And there are a lot of old school mortgage brokers right now that are going to be in a lot of trouble, because that is just not the right way to do it for the consumer. And that's something that the regulator is really big on right now.
Well, I think consumers too should be looking at a second opinion, right? Just like you said about medical profession, even lawyers, you want a second opinion even on your mortgage. You got everybody says, you know, I've been with a certain institution forever, blah blah blah. But you know what? Yeah, don't you want to have an opportunity to make them honest? Right? Absolutely. So wouldn't you want to make them honest and let's say, hey, look, it doesn't hurt. Let's go another route. Let's just see, and let's make sure that you're getting the best possible rate that you are, and the best possible service.
You tell them you're shopping around.
Yes, that's all you got to tell them, right? Then it opens up, right?
Yep.
So guys, listen. You know what? Hey, listen, I'm gonna say my producer here, Mike. Hey, I'm acting like this is a big show here. And this is that.
I love it.
Hey, Mike, this is our 150th.
Oh wow!
Show.
Yay!
Guys.
Oh my God!
So 150th episode.
Wow.
That's crazy.
That is crazy.
That is crazy.
Who would have thought when you came up with this idea?
You guys probably thought, oh, Rob, we'll do it for 4 weeks. It'll die out.
I gave you 10. Yeah.
That's amazing.
Well, the one thing I was with Brian, I was talking, I said, we want to do a 1 hour, it's not just real estate.
Yeah.
But I'm afraid to start it because when I start something, I'm sticking to it. So it's a dedication of an hour a week. So I think I could do it now because I actually opened up my schedule for a lot of things. Yeah. So Brian, be careful, man. I'm not sure. Maybe we'll start it in September because it's summer.
I will clear that hour.
It'll be a fun show. Like Conrad.
You know what though? And look, I saw a name for it too, and I think I think it's kind of cool, right? And it's kind of real estate, but it's not. It's kind of mortgage. It's not. Yeah. And you'd use Einstein as the logo, right? And you call it compound interest.
Love it.
Right. So it'd be more than just, real. It's obviously it's out of real estate, but like things that are interesting, that are building momentum.
Oh yeah.
Compound interest.
Yeah.
Because you know what Einstein said, the miracle of compound interest,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
He's my hero.
That's it.
He should be your hero too. And that's why Brian's got that little
amazing.
crazy tuft of hair. He wants to look like Einstein.
So yeah, I know. So Brian, I'll tell you something. Even you, Conrad. When I send you an invite on email for the schedule, I'm gonna send it for a year.
No, I'm gonna send it in you put in recurring. I'm gonna put it for 5 years, Rob.
Oh yeah.
1 year that's a rookie move for you now.
Oh yeah, no, but it will. But you know what? The concept I think people like it because there's going to be local stuff. It's not just real estate. It's not just mortgages. It's about everything. It's about people, the way they drive. It's about people, everything, stuff that, it's about, why do we have to tip frickin' the gas station attendant now? I don't know.
As long as you don't do anything about Coldplay, I'll be fine.
That's it.
I think it's
Cold gates
now.
out.
Oh yeah.
Cold gates out.
That went crazy, eh?
Oh my God. I can't even believe it.
What the heck? Like, is this guy so popular?
Well, I was obsessed though for at least 24 or 48 hours. I gotta tell you, I was obsessed with it myself. This was nuts, man.
Yeah. That could have been Brian.
Yeah.
I can't afford tickets to Coldplay.
That's it. Anyway, guys, listen, I appreciate it. And thank you. And we'll catch you next week.